What ruined Christmas this year? My cousins got a mini bounce house and it popped with like 10 kids inside, all under 8. The amount of crying broke my eardrums. That may have ruined your Christmas, but hey, I got a laugh out of it. My mother-in-law tried to feed my eldest child mango, which she's been allergic to for the past 11 years. My eldest said, "What are you doing?" "Grandma, I'm allergic." Grandma said, "It'll be okay, it's Christmas, no food allergies, don't take Christmas off, you idiot." SMH can't believe there's still people that think food allergies are not real. You need to show her the Reddit post on how a Redditor's mom put coconut oil in her granddaughter's hair even though she knew she was allergic to it, and the granddaughter ended up dying from it. Well, no one showed up. That kinda killed the spirit. Hugs. Tomorrow is just another day. Me. Was invited to a lovely dinner by my boss with his extended family. Everything went amazingly well, even though I was nervous. I didn't drink anything due to medications, yet still managed to vomit profusely all over his car when he was giving me a ride home. Edit. Wow, what a way to wake up. Some extra context, I was promoted to manager for his company within the last month. The business is very small, 5 employees, and he learned that I would be spending Christmas alone and didn't want that to happen. I think the cause was most likely motion sickness. I live in a large city and haven't needed to be in a car for a very long time, this being the first in about a year. I was trying to open the door or window, but they were possibly safety locked, as he has recently had a baby. My dad called my girlfriend a beaner when we went over to visit, she's Honduran. Kinda had to leave after that one, especially when he refused to apologize because that's what they're called. My sister. She's having a mental breakdown and was very much in a "if I can't be happy, everyone else has to suffer" mood. My dad died. Same. I avoided all but one Christmas festivity this year. So sorry to hear you are grieving as well. My fiancé cancelled the wedding. Same thing happened to me a decade ago. Here I am now, 6 years into an actual marriage with someone who loves me very much. Your present sucks ass now, but at least you're not divorced after a year, you know? I found out I was cheated on a few days ago. I'm so sorry. This hits home. I found out about my husband's affair while we were home for Christmas 15 years ago, and those were some awful days. In 1 year you'll look back and say, "Wow, I'm so glad I'm having this Christmas and not last year's." Big hugs to you. Much appreciated. Red heart. I haven't told many people about what happened, because it's kind of humiliating, especially after raving to everyone about how great he was. It's awful that something similar happened to you. Really glad to hear you've healed a bunch since the event. Sending hugs your way as well. My cousin stole my $250 and once she got caught said, "But I need it and me is too spoiled anyways." She then proceeded to get half of it after crying a fit and refused to give it back until she got some, and after all that I still don't know why her parents don't punish her since they're actually half decent. My niece and nephew's uncle on the other side of the family. His car was found randomly abandoned on the side of the road this morning, phone inside, vomit in the car, back tire shredded. Whole family had to go out looking for him. He also didn't bother to get his own children any presents because they were stolen out of his car. I went through many Christmases when I was kid that were similar to this. Alcoholic father would make up a new lie every year why we didn't have any presents. His go-to was, "They're in my work truck, I forgot them." He would just keep using this lie far after Xmas was done and just hoped we would eventually forget. We would stop asking but we never forgot. We usually found him passed out in his car in the morning still half drunk. He was also the type of person that would just get violently angry during every holiday. I think he's the reason why I hated Christmas for most of my life. Luckily I have a wonderful girlfriend with an amazing family that welcomes me, and every year I'm actually starting to enjoy the holidays now. Mother died a few days ago and the apartment above me went on fire at 1 a.m. Christmas morning and we were evacuated. Lots of water damage. Typhoon ripped through my family's town in another country, 8-hour time difference. Spent the whole of Christmas Day refreshing for updates. 36 hours, still no news. I'm going crazy waiting. Edit because a few people are asking. Yes, it's the Philippines. My home village was really badly hit by Typhoon Haiyan in 2013, and while this one wasn't as strong, it has still caused widespread damage to areas that simply can't afford to rebuild again. I also got a very quick message from one of my cousins. Everyone is alive, thank goodness, but the damage is bad. I'll have to wait until the power is back for full details, but I can rest easier now. Thank you everyone for your comments and private messages, and I hope everyone who has family out there know that they are safe. The replies and messages today have shown me the very best side of Reddit. Thank you. The power went off and never came back on. We had Christmas dinner at McDonald's. All the food was ruined. Looking back, my fondest Christmas was the year my family was homeless and had dinner at a Chinese buffet. I like ham and all, but Chinese is my new favorite holiday food. I got my boyfriend a model kit. He called it cheap and said it probably wasn't even worth his time to assemble, and then told me later on not to let it discourage me from buying things. Sounds like you need a new boyfriend. I caught some sort of stomach bug at 5 o'clock this morning, threw up 8 times since, and couldn't go to my dad's for Christmas, split parents, or my grandparents' house for dinner. I've been more excited for Christmas this year than any other, and now I have to spend it in bed. Woohoo! My sister couldn't come home. She moved to another country and couldn't make it back for Christmas. I didn't think I would mind that much. I'm so lonely without her though. We had so many Christmas traditions and I didn't have anyone to laugh with me about everything during dinner. I'm thankful that she's still alive and physically here on Earth, but it was just more lonely that I expected to not have her around. It wasn't a bad Christmas, it just didn't really feel like Christmas. Edit, thanks for the silver. Y'all are too sweet, red heart. Everyone caught the flu. No one was spared. One by one my family members are falling ill and all of their post-Christmas plans are crumbling like so many gingerbread cookies. Spend it alone and in my feelings. No good food was had either. My mom, she's basically the Grinch this time of year. She's a narcissist and only cares about her own feelings, and my dad is a coward towards her. Found out my family actually had a Christmas party. A few days ago I got a card and directions to a charity dinner. I figured that was their way of telling they weren't doing anything this year. Apparently it was actually their way of telling me I wasn't invited. Edit. I am 23F, my family disapproves of me because they don't get along with my mum. The family also does not approve that I took a few years off before going into post-secondary and recently broke up with my partner. My sister getting extremely drunk and telling us she wants to do heroin in a controlled environment to try and help our uncle, who abandoned his child for drugs, come back into reality. She isn't going to become a junkie, she just wants to know what it's like so she can try to help him. It's been an emotional couple hours trying to get the fact that this wouldn't work through her thick skull. I had a GF whose younger 15-year sister tried this. She then spent a year ruining her and everyone else's life. She's dead now. Didn't make it to 17. For the first time in my life, nothing. I didn't spend a second with the family that rejected me when I came out. I didn't sit while my grandparents gaslit everyone. I didn't listen to people screaming at the other with awkward tension as one spouse fought with the other over something like glue. They rejected me last year after I came out, and I did Christmas alone in my own apartment. This year I spent it with my wonderful partner's family. Loving and caring people. All accepting of me and let me feel like I had a family. There was a single awkward moment that passed in a minute's time. That was it. No tears. No throwing things. No sobbing. No, just kill yourself or stop complaining. I got a Christmas for the first time in my life at 30. It was wonderful. A few months ago I decided to cut off my toxic drug-addicted mother. Of course, being the holidays, my grandmother and a few cousins decided I needed to get into the Christmas spirit and forgive my mother because it's Christmas, and my sisters miss me. I don't know what my sisters have to do with me cutting off my mom. My sisters are adults. We live 1,500 miles away from each other, of course they miss me. I'm not forgiving someone who isn't sorry. I'm not allowing toxic people back into my life just because it's the holidays. My brother picking a fight with my sister over who won World War II. He was wrong and she refused to agree with him. We left when he started yelling. My sister has a degree in political science and her teaching credential in world history and geography. My grandmother is in the hospital and I couldn't even visit BC. I've been working for the last 2 days straight. My 5-year-old looked at all his Christmas presents 3 days before Christmas, and the dog peed on the tree, which also got on many gifts. My cat has been missing for over a week. We've put up posters everywhere but there's been no sign of her. I'm actually doubting that she'll come back. I read in a cat book that if cats aren't home after 4 days they most likely won't come home and/or are dead. My cat did this last year. He was gone 7 days. We put his litter box by the door, and left the garage door cracked. Both my vet's advice. He came in the garage on day 7. There is still hope.